Number 11.
Hey!
LA trip, day 3, we saved the best for last, our meetup game at Hustlers Casino.
Oh yes, and the cards are flying, and we got the special guests galore. You got Wolfgang Poker, you got Johnny Vibes, and Poker Beast. It is a hell of a session.
I get in a super questionable spot. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it.
Let's get into it.
I know him.
Poker Beast, I'm sure you've heard of him. If you somehow haven't, check him out. We get vloggers galore in this vehicle. It's NextGen, Wolfgang, and Poker Beast on the way to Hustler Casino. We've never been there before, but it looks great. And you know what else looks great? Our faces on the billboard outside. Mom, we made it.
There it is.
We are doing a 2-3 $500 cap. We're all buying in for the maximum. Johnny Vibes is also in the house. Let's see if we can make some magic.
I went to LA with Rosie and Jello, but I came for the ladies. Pocket queens under the gun. My first hand, I make it $15 to go. +1 makes the call. The cutoff makes the call. And now the button puts in a raise to $90. Nice welcome to the table. If there weren't 2 players in between, I might just call. But here, I re-raise it 4-bet to $250. Pay to play, gentlemen. And they all snap fold. Great first hand on to Jello.
At my first table, I played with an OG fan and a buddy of mine from online poker back in the day, Keith. He was rocking some Next Gen merch and repping his Next Gen card protector. We didn't get too involved at his table, but played a few small pots until we moved to a super action table with a bunch of other poker vloggers: Fish Poker, NextGenPoker, Think Blue Poker, Happy Face Poker, and my buddy Elijah. Right as I sit down, Mr. Fish Poker asked me,
Are we gonna do a beer chugging challenge?
although he would probably crush me in that competition, hopefully I've got an edge in poker. We're playing our first hand with pocket 8s on the button. We see an under the gun open, a whole bunch of calls from all the other positions. I call on the button, and we're off to a flop probably like 6 ways. We flop an overpair, however, the under the gun initial aggressor keeps betting. He faces a raise from middle position and then a re-raise from the hijack. I'm not sure what I'm up against, but I don't think my pocket 8s are good. I let him go, and they end up going heads up all in on that flop. Super action table, so buckle up and get ready.
It's alright, Jello. My table's crazy too. I get 3-bet every time, and I got pocket 8s. So I'm in the hijack. We're playing 2-3-6. Middle position bets $20. I make the call, and now the cutoff 3 bets to $90. Looks like a pretty good squeeze spot. So the middle position makes the call. I think pocket 8s are pretty borderline, but I think just good enough to make the call as well. Going 3 ways to a big pot of 6-7-9 rainbow. Awesome flop besides, a set. It checks to the cutoff, and he bets $105. He could have an overpair. He could have 2 over cards. I'm not exactly sure what to do in this situation. Although with a bunch of deliberation, I end up just ripping it all in for $400 because I don't want to have to fold this hand on the turn, and I'm totally okay getting my money all in right now with my open ender and my pair. And he quickly folds. Good news, he's got ace king, so we take down a pretty big pot again.
They call him Frank the Bank for a reason. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Good stuff, brother. We look down for our first hand at ace-5 of spades on the button. The hijack opens it up to 12. Capron, you remember him from day 2's vlog, an absolute beast. He calls in the cutoff. I call. The small blind calls, the big blind calls. It's almost a family pot. We're going 5 ways to a flop, which is pretty damn good. 5-5-9 rainbow with 1 spade. We flop trips. It checks all the way to me on the button, and I decide to check. I think I could bet this flop multi-way. It's super dry board, so I was worried about scaring everyone off, but because we're 5 ways and it checks all the way to me, it could look like I'm just trying to steal, and I could get called lighter. Anyways, we check. We're off to a turn. Still 5 ways, which is the 3 of hearts. It's the second heart on board. The blinds check, and the pre-flop aggressor in the hijack bets 35. Capron calls in the cutoff. Now we're not getting cute. We're not getting fancy. I'm raising it up. I make it 115. Folds to the hijack, who folds, and Capron unfortunately lets it go as well. We take this one down. All right, this is Andy, right?
Yep, what's up?
Andy met Jello in WinStar and table changed to play at Jello's table. And the table he left hits the bad beat jackpot this same night. So this guy, to support us, has stuff on what would have been a bad beat jackpot.
That's right.
Thank you for the support, man.
Sure, man.
And hopefully you'll get one soon.
On to our third table. Still have not gotten too involved until we look down at 8-6 offsuit on the button with the $6 straddle in play. I'm in open pretty much anything from the button mode. Take the aggressive side, so I open it to $20 here. The small blind makes a call, and both the big blind and straddle get out of the way. Off to flop becomes 7-5 king rainbow. We got that open-ended straight draw. This board's pretty good for me, so when he checks to me, I'm going to continue betting here for $20. He stays sticky and makes a call. The turn is the jack of diamonds, now completing the rainbow. He checks to me again. I'm going to keep firing here, put max aggression on him, so I bet $65. He thinks about it, shows me pocket tens, and lets him go. Gotta show the bluff to establish the image. Early on, we show the bluff and we get this one through. I rack up and move over to my next table where I'm greeted by a fan named Marty. He has some gifts for us.
Tiki mugs.
Tiki mugs. That's awesome. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
This table's been very nice to me. My stack's at $800 with ace queen in the big blind. There's an early position raised to 20, a small blind call. I think a call's totally fine, but I go for a re-raise to $100, which I also think's fine. This is kind of a bluff. I'm totally okay with folds here, but that's not what happens. They both make the call, so we're going to a flop, three ways, $300 in the middle, which comes Queen 6-5 rainbow. Let's go. Checks to me. I bet $90 trying to get value from King Queen, Jack Queen, pocket tens, nines, jacks, etc. Early position really wants to make the call. Super nice gentleman, and he actually makes the fold. Later telling me he had Ace King to start. Small blind quickly folds as well. So we're running hot at this table. Let's hope it keeps running.
From Frankie's pretty ace queen to my very ugly 10 deuce offsuit. Get you up to speed. A $10 bomb pot. All of us have put in $10. We're off to a flop which came 7 deuce deuce with a spade draw. And we're in the small blind. We're starting it off and we're going to bet. I make it 40. And only one person calls. It's fish poker. And we're going heads up to a turn, which is a red 6. He's only got about $90 left. We need to put all the money in there now. I jam. He tells me he has a flush draw. He knows he's behind, but he still wants to call because taking my money is fun for him. But he does make the fold, and we take down a bomb pot. Why not?
Well, Rosie's stacking his chips from the bomb pot. We look down at the first premium of the night for us. Ace King offsuit under the gun. I open it to 15. We get 4 total callers. Comes Queen 8-3 with 2 clubs and a diamond. This board is pretty solid for my range. If I continue betting here, it'll look really strong, especially into 5 people. Although I don't do this too often, I decide to c-bet bluff here with my Ace King high, expecting to really only get called by flush draws and queens. We get one call from middle position. Heads up, it comes the queen of diamonds on the turn, pairing the top card. Makes it way less likely he has a queens. I can often get the better hands to fold like 9s or 10s and get worse hands with just 2 clubs in them to make the call. So I decide to continue betting here for $60. He doesn't seem fazed by that $60. He thinks about it for just a tad and makes the call. At this point, I think he's got a queen or a really strong flush draw. I have the king of clubs in my hand, so I do have an important blocker. Now I'm starting to think he's got mostly value here. When the river brings the 5 of hearts, I might be able to call a river bet if it's reasonable. He definitely has capabilities of bluffing. I check to him and he bets $125. Seems like he's really trying to get value with a queen. He knows I'm going to play any overpair just like this as well, and so I let my hand go. He would later tell me that he had king queen.
Ready?
20 bucks?
Oh, I'm a great salesman.
Hey, I'll support. Let's go.
You support too? Hey, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. They're coming flying in.
Hey, come on, throw it over here.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, I get to throw the money though.
I move over to Capron's table where he immediately starts winning some pots, scooping in chips. I think it's my turn. We got Ace King of diamonds on the button. Early position opens it to 15 and he gets one caller. I decide to 3-bet to $50 and only the early position raiser makes the call. Flop is Ace 8-6 rainbow. Great board for us. We got top pair. When he checks me, I'm going to bet small. I bet $40 and he makes a call. Turn is the ace of clubs, checks me, and I bet $75. He makes a call again, and the river brings the 9 of spades. Now, one draw got there, 7-5, but that is about it. I'm not really too nervous about that, and a few aces with weaker kickers might have boats. I want to keep going for value on this river. I bet $200. He thinks about it and makes the call. We flip over ace king and we are good. He shows us an ace and mucks his cards. Kind of a cooler situation, but what are you gonna do? It's the way she goes.
Nice hand, Jello. I got one of your favorite hands, 7-8 of diamonds. I make it $12 to go, early position. The cutoff makes the call, the button, and the big blind. Going 4 ways to a flop, which comes ace, queen, 6, 2 diamonds. Great flop for my pre-flop range. I make it $30 to go, and just the big blind makes the call. The turn is a 2. He checks. I think he's gonna be weighted towards a pair of aces, so I'm gonna make a check here because he's probably gonna call 2 streets with a pair of aces. And the river is a beautiful 3 of diamonds. We have a flush, and he leads out for $75. He's probably got 2 pair or a strong ace. I make a raise to $200 trying to get max value, and he shrugs, he sighs, he says you're probably good, makes the call with pocket 6s. So good awareness from him. I really like my turn check, and we get max value with the flush. Let's see what Rosie's doing.
Frankie, for the next merch drop, I want to get a Frank the Bank t-shirt. The guy just makes plays. Good stuff, my man. And we look down in our hand at 10-9 of clubs, under the gun +1. I open it up to $10. We see the cutoff call, the small blind call, and the big blind call. We're going 4 ways to a flop. Let's smash it. This one's a pretty chill flop. It comes queen of diamonds, 8 of hearts, jack of hearts. The stone cold cojones, so to speak. When the blinds check, it's on me. And I bet $30. The guy next to me almost folds. He looks in pain. I'm literally reading my notes. It looks like he's in pain is what I wrote down. But he makes the call. It's just me and him. We go heads up to a turn, which is the 2 of hearts. The front door flush gets there, but I still think I need to be betting for value here with a hand as strong as mine. For that reason, I continue to the tune of $60, and he makes the call. The river, not great again. It's the queen of spades. It pairs the board. At this point, I think I'm ready for showdown. I check. He thinks for a while and checks it back. I announce my hand thinking I'm so good, and I'm so not. He has 9-7 of hearts for the turn flush. Luckily, he played it pretty passively, which saved me some money. But nonetheless, it's time to add on and keep our head up.
Ouch, Rosie, what a cooler. The poker gods might not be in your favor right now, but they are in mine because we got the ladies. There's an open from the hijack, and I 3-bet him to $50. He makes that pre-flop call. Flop is 9-jack-7 rainbow. When he checks to me, I'm going to bet small here. I bet $40 with my queens. He calls, and we're off to turn. It's the deuce of diamonds. Nothing really else changes. I bet $100. He goes well into the tank and makes the call, trying to avoid some dirty rivers. But I think the dirtiest one of them all lands. It's the 10 of spades. I'm not feeling too confident about my queens, planning to check this one back, and I'm pretty sure the hijack is aware of that when he leads out by going all in for $275. I think he just rivered me, but I'm just gonna let my hand go. I fold, and he shows me the 8 of spades, so he did get there. Maybe he was already there on the turn. Who knows? We lose this one until we're dealt queens again a few hands later. We open under the gun to $15 and get 3 callers. Off to flop 4 ways. It comes 10-7-8 with 2 spades and 1 heart. I don't have any spades in my hand, and if I had one, I might check this board. I think my queens need a lot of protection on such a juicy board like this, especially 4 ways. So I bet pot for $60. The +1 position was short stack. He only had 71 in his stack, and right as my chips hit the felt, his chips also are in there. He's all in for $71. Folds back around to me. It's only $10 more a call. I make the call, and he shows me immediately Jack-9 of diamonds for the flopped nuts. We're drawing dead against that unless we can go runner boat. We do not. Unfortunately, we lose with the ladies twice in a row, and they are letting me down just like they do on a typical Saturday night.
No better feeling than seeing that second ace come to your hand. Let's go. We got pocket aces. We're playing 2-3-6. I'm under the gun. I go $20. +1 makes the call. Cutoff makes the call, and the big blind makes the call. We're up against our Irishman in this one. The flop comes 2-3-5, 2 spades. Pretty dynamic board. I think I like a check here because I'm going to be missing this board most of the time. But this time, I make it $30 to go. +1 now check raises me to $85. I have the ace of spades. I'm not going to be going anywhere. I consider re-raising on this flop, but with the straight draw as well, I just make the call. Going off to a turn card, which is the 9 of diamonds. I check. He bets $120. Looks like he's repping a set. I mean, it's possible he has a lower overpair at like pocket 9s or pocket 10s. Not many combinations of 2 pair you could have, so I make the call here, and the river comes the 10 of hearts, and he jams it all in for $405. I hate having the ace of spades in my hand. I block all his nut flush draws that are check raising the flop as a bluff.
Looking back at this hand, I definitely over-evaluated having the ace of spades. It's not that big a deal. This guy is repping either 3 of a kind or nothing, and I think that justifies a call if it's just 3 of a kind or absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, I make the wrong play here. I make the fold, and he flips over pocket 4s for a nice bluff on the flop, turn, and river. If he had less than $400, $200, I'm snap calling. I guess the $400, I try to make a hero fold, and this time I was incorrect. We're getting better every day, boys. Every single day.
Damn, Frankie, you hate to see it, man. Hopefully I can get you some vengeance with a win for me. Let's see if we can do it. We've got Jack 10 offsuit on the button. Let me get you up to speed. We've seen it hijack open to $20. This was an above average raise size for this game. We were not seeing raises to $20 at all at any of my tables. So this is already throwing some alarm bells for me, but I call. I can't give up my button just like that, and the big blind calls as well. We are off in the flop, which comes 8-9 Jack with 2 clubs. We flop our top pair with an open-ended straight draw. The hijack continues for $20. I consider raising, but I just call, and the big blind calls as well. 3 ways still to the turn, which is the 9 of hearts, the second heart on board. There's now 2 flush draws. We see a check, then the hijack bets $50. Still nothing to do but call, in my opinion here. I don't think we should raise here at this point, and we go heads up to a river, which is not ideal. It's the ace of clubs, and he goes $100. This isn't too fun of a spot. A lot of his bluffs have just gotten there. We block the obvious straight draw, which missed, which we'd want him to have. I go into the tank, and I make the fold. And for the vlog, he proudly slides his cards over to me so I can pick them up and see for myself that he bluffed my socks off with king, queen offsuit. Good hand, man. Frankie and I just getting bluffed today.
I sincerely apologize for that aces fold, guys. I know I must have tilted some of you. We're going to make it back right now. It folds to the small blind. He has a $2,000 in his stack, and he raises to $30. I need a very good hand to continue here. I look down at pocket 8s. Great. Let's flop a set. The board comes 6-8-2. This is my redemption. He bets $30. I don't want to scare him off. I make the call. The turn is the jack of clubs. He bets $50 now. Again, the ranges are very wide, small blind versus big blind. I don't want to scare him off. I just make the call again. Watch what happens when the 6 comes on the river. That is 2 white chips. I've got $600 left in my stack. There's no raise that makes sense besides 1. I'm going all in here. And he makes a snap fold with a 6. What an amazing fold. I had been thinking about that aces fold for the past hour. This was the pot to get me back up over $500. The poker gods have feelings. What a good flop and run out against a 6. The dream.
I think I've caught the bluffing bug. I just can't seem to stop doing it. It's so addicting. Cutoff opens it up to $15 and the button calls. So when I'm in the small blind with 10-7 of clubs, I think I can take down this dead money fairly easily, so I make it $50. Big blind folds. The cutoff isn't phased though. He makes a call and the button folds. Off to a flop, out of position in a 3-bet pot the way I absolutely hate it, but I forced myself into it anyways. It comes queen 5-3. We absolutely brick it. This is a junk flop. I should be checking here and giving up. I bet $45. He calls. The turn brings another queen, pairs the top card. I want to continue putting pressure on any hand. He might be floating the flop with a little light, hoping I can take this one down with a big turn bet. And I wish I sized up even more, but I bet $75. This is when the cutoff grabs a lot of chips. He makes it $250 to go. What did I just walk into? Oh boy. I Hollywood for a little bit and just fold. He would later tell me that he had pocket 3s for the bottom set, turned a boat. We were really running into it right there, and luckily I did not have a chance to river bluff, so that might have gotten dangerous.
Well, it's not a sob story. We look down at aces yet again. Let's get our redemption under the gun again. I go $15 plus 1 calls again. Cutoff makes the call on the big blind calls. Okay, guys, hit that like button for a nice, safe flop. Flop comes 9, 8, 10, rainbow. You guys didn't hit that damn like button, did you guys? Hit it again, please. I actually just check on this board. This board sucks for our range. Cutoff now, pots it for about $55. When it folds to me, what do you guys do here? Do you just call and hope to hit your ace? That's the only card I really like. No, I'm just folding. Get this trash pocket pair out of my hand. I beg the guy, I'm like, dude, can you just show me what you have? And the cutoff flips over, pocket nines for the flop set. We were right this time. A little bit of redemption. Most people would have lost more money in that situation. I lose the absolute minimum, only $15. Honestly, I feel better.
Yo, what up, gang? Oh, damn, it's been a good sesh. I cashed up and feeling pretty good, and my beard's cute. All right, see ya. Yo, thanks everyone for coming to the thing. We're so drained, but so hyped. Like, life's so good. This is the best video game we've ever had in Cali. Hopefully we can be back next year. Love you guys. Yo, I'm cute, and I cashed out. Later, dudes.
The party doesn't stop at the Hustler. I promise. If you're still watching, thank you so much. We leave the Hustler Casino. It's time to grab a bite to eat. And we're not hopping in just any vehicle to get to dinner. We get to hop in the Capron Mobile.
I didn't think we'd get this opportunity. I'd like to thank my mom.
I would like to also thank
And my sponsors.
Yeah.
We pull up to Saddle Ranch for dinner in Hollywood. If you haven't heard of it, it is basically this super exclusive influencer paradise of food and content creators. Basically, LA rolled into a restaurant. And I gotta say, the food was dank and the people were great too. We went there with NextGenPoker, us, of course. We had Kato, Poker Beast, Wolfgang Alex in the house with his buddy, Elijah Watts, a buddy we met in Austin, another content creator, and of course, Capron at the head of the table. I had breakfast for dinner. We had a blast with the boys. We went out after, and honestly, it capped off a really great LA trip. We appreciate you guys. This was really fun to make. Seriously, guys, thank you so much for watching.